Hey everybody, welcome back to the Upland Show. My name is McSqueeb. We got LOYLDOYL here, and today is part 2 of a little mini series that we are releasing. And that little mini series is all about the recent announcements and maybe slight tweaks to the game that Upland just recently released. So today in this video, we want to talk specifically about the latest development in the game where you can, as a member or as a player in the game, you can direct transfer UPX from one player to the next player. So just sending somebody some UPX. Now that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it does open up lots of opportunities for in-game trading and maybe even some out-of-game negotiations and then payment through UPX in the game itself to follow up.
Yeah, I actually have a few exciting thoughts and ideas of how this could be used. For one, we're super excited. From now on, when we want to do giveaways, we love doing community giveaways, especially when we do YouTube live events. Be sure to always join those when we're going live. We love doing giveaways. Like, for example, we'll do trivia. Like, hey, who can name this movie quote? First person to name this movie quote, we're going to give you 50,000 UPX. Prior to this announcement, we would have had to have you give us one of your lower cost properties that you didn't care about, and we would then pay you or offer 50,000 UPX on that property. Now we can literally just send 50,000 UPX from our account to your account. So pretty cool. It says this feature will first launch as a 3-month pilot program to ensure fair use of the mechanic. All players who wish to transfer UPX will need to be KYC'd. If you don't know what KYC is, I don't know what the acronym actually stands for, but I know what it means is you verify your identity, essentially.
Yeah, KYC stands for Know Your Customer.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's all about providing, for those of us in the U.S., perhaps either a picture of our driver's license along with maybe our social security number, depending on what their
KYC. Passport or something
or passport,
like that.
Yeah. It's also that they can be compliant with SEC regulations or with the local tax governance in that particular company or country. So in the United States, obviously, it's the IRS. So that means that Upland will submit to the IRS all of your potential earnings or you did earn in the previous year to the IRS, so that you are now beholden to report your interest on
the other reason I think it's important that they actually do KYC is something I really agree with, is that players should not multi-account, and I agree with banning people, sending them to Alcatraz if you're trying to game the system of Upland and benefit off making more than one account and doing fraudulent activity that way. The fact that they can KYC is like, if you're trying to do that with more than one account, you're going to have to, either have a family member or whatever that's joined the game, because you cannot have more than one account.
Yeah, that is a huge purpose for KYC. So that's definitely a good thing.
So in that sense, I really like that it protects the Upland economy. It protects people coming in and gaming the system, taking advantage of the systems they've put in place. But overall, I think this is an awesome opportunity. I don't know what they're going to consider a flagged activity. For example, I will ask this question now. Upland, please correct me if this is okay, but let's say I owe my dad $5,000 or something like that, and I have a current balance of 5 million UPX, and I'm just like, hey, instead of me paying you in cash or whatever, are you cool if I just transfer you 5 million UPX? I mean, I don't necessarily, I don't know if that breaks the terms of service of Upland, but I think that should be okay if you can. I mean, it may flag that they think that looks suspicious.
I guess my question would be, why would Upland care? Why would they care why you're giving this person money?
How cool would it be if like I bought you some pizza or something? You're like, dude, I'll send you 5,000 Upix, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So,
it definitely opens up for all types of opportunities. I mean, even for the new player, let's say, you have a family member who has joined Upland, and maybe for Christmas, I just read an article that crypto became a last minute, a very popular last minute Christmas gift item. It was all happened around the 23rd, 24th, and the morning of the 25th. Crypto was being purchased and being airdropped or sent to people's wallets for Christmas gifts. And certainly, if you've got a friend who joins Upland and maybe they don't have a very deep pocket of UPX, you can certainly float them some UPX to help them out. But I can see, though, having mentioned that scenario, I can see why the game definitely requires the KYC, because it does open up. Transferring UPX back and forth would incentivize somebody to create these phony accounts.
Exactly.
So the KYC is important, but there's lots of opportunities to send this money around.
Yeah, because I know there's some cases where the game gives you 6,000, 8,000 UPX for free up front. I mean, if you're trying to game the system and you just created like 1,000 accounts and you're sending all that money to one account, obviously they don't want that to happen. But if I'm KYC'd and my dad's KYC'd, my friends are KYC'd, I don't see the issue with me being like, I'm going to pay you 500,000 UPX to buy an Xbox from you or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So as far as like what utility does this open up in the game? Like, I'm thinking, okay, what if I have 3 properties all next to each other? And let's say each one of those properties I've listed for sale for 100,000 UPX each. So that's 300,000 UPX for those 3 properties. Now, if someone comes to me, or if I meet them on Discord, or I'm having some conversation with somebody, and I say, would you like to buy all 3? And they say, well, yeah, but can you shoot me a deal if I'm going to buy all 3? And I'm like, okay, well, they're listed as 100,000 right now UPX per property, but if you buy all 3, I'll sell them to you for $250. And so just send me the $250, and then I'll transfer you the properties if that's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it just opens up for negotiations, it seems like to me.
I wonder if they're going to open that. They should open that up too, the ability to just give a property. Because how cool would that be as a giveaway too, as a community, if we're like, hey, we're going to do a rare property giveaway, like a big giveaway, and we just want to be able to transfer ownership of that to you.
Right. Otherwise, right now, you have to do this kind of thing where, you put an offer on their property or whatever. You tell them what the offer is going to be, and it's kind of this backdoor deal or whatever. But to automate that, make that a little bit more open so that you can have these out of game conversations and find ways to trade that's more advantageous for both parties. Why not?
Yeah, overall, I think this is a super exciting announcement. I think this is big for the Upland economy. It has real-world use cases around it. It honestly makes UPX in and of itself a little more valuable of a token, and gives the UPX token itself more usability if you can use it for maybe an outside of the game reason. Like, I want to pay you for something out, or hey, if I give you cash, if I give you $50 cash, can you just send me 50,000 UPX or something like that?
It just
shouldn't be an issue. It
just makes UPX more liquid for amongst players, and that's always good for for any type of currency. You want it to be as liquid as possible. It's good for the economy. So that just makes sense. But look at that the fees though. 10% community pool fee. So
there are fees involved.
So if I give you 100,000 UPX, you will receive 95,000 UPX because you.
I think only 90 because 10% total fee. So there's 5% fee on each.
That's what I'm saying. So
party.
you would. So if I give you, so if I say I'm going to send you 100,000 UPX, you would receive 95,000 UPX because you pay 5% of that. But I also have to pay 5%.
That's right.
So I have to pay to give you 100,000 UPX. I have to pay 105,000 UPX.
Yeah.
And that's 5% on me. And then you have to pay 5% by only receiving 95,000 UPX.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and again, this community pool, we talked about that in the last video. That is how interest is paid. I mean, it's not like the interest that people are receiving on their properties just comes out of thin air. That's being paid out of a community pool of UPX. So that's maybe why they have to adjust it up and down.
Well, and also, I mean, the other reason why I see why this fee is important is because otherwise people would circumnavigate the sales process of properties, right? Because there's a fee with every sale you make, right?
Same fee.
And so, yeah, you have to have this fee to be the same. Otherwise, people are like, well, don't, just buy this from me. Like, I'll just float you the UPX. Or you just float me the UPX and I'll just
we'll do a trade.
We'll do a trade, and that way we avoid that fee. So they've got to have the fee there.
Totally, good point. Great point. We hope this video was helpful. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue in this series. We'll probably release 1 or 2 more videos dealing with these new updates to the Upland Metaverse. They're super exciting, and as always, we hope to see you in the next one.
Absolutely. Take care.
Peace out.